Let's talk movies, guys. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And this is Lex, back at it again, guys.
Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. Happy Monday to everyone out there and everything. It's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally here. Excuse me by the moment because I'm still under the weather. So if you hear me coughing or anything like that, I do apologize on that part. Whether you're listening to us on a podcast platform, Instagram, or watching this video on our YouTube channel, thank you so much to our followers and subscribers, to wherever you are listening to us on. Thank you so much, guys, from the bottom of our hearts and everything. I don't know about you, Lex, but my most anticipated movie of the year has got to be Dune Part 2, guys. And we're going to talk about it here, uninterrupted here. We're going to talk about a few things, a few items here. And of course, I do want to mention no spoilers. Do not worry, guys. You can check out this review, check out this video. This will be non-spoilers review, guys. We will not mention anything about the film or anything like that when it comes down to like spoilers, turning points, plot twists. We will not mention it one bit, but we are going to talk about it briefly on eggshells here while talking about it without mentioning the huge spoilers and everything. But Lex, we did our brief reaction review, guys. Thank you so much for watching that, by the way. And it was very quick. We got a little interrupted. We won't say what, but it was kind of a little rushed a little bit. We wanted to express ourselves how much we enjoyed this movie. And I know for one, I did as well. And Lex, was this crowd not full? Like, was this place was packed? This was sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out, literally sold out. I looked up the tickets right before, like 30 minutes before showtime, and every single ticket was sold out for IMAX fan event for Dune Part 2. Lex, what'd you think of this, man?
Yeah, no, I absolutely love this movie, man. It was epic. I said it on the out of theater reaction. Like the single word to describe it is epic, because everything from top to bottom, like the story, the characters, the world building, the cinematography, the scale of the stakes, and also the scope. I thought the first movie did a great job at building this world that we could get invested in, but then this one expanded it even further. And so it's amazing how good the team that's working on these movies is, including, at the helm, we have Denis Villeneuve, who has made some of my favorite movies. Like, you look at Prisoners, you look at Blade Runner wasn't my favorite, but also like a lot of the good things here in Dune were also good things in the Blade Runner and within that franchise and things like that. Once again, even the smaller work that he's done, like Prisoners, was excellent. One of my favorite movies of all time. But honestly, the actors and the cast here, as big as it is, they all brought their A game. There was not one person here that was slacking. And while not all the characters get a ton of screen time compared to some other, like our leads or whatnot, that's expected, right? But it's still, like, I didn't see a character where I was like, oh, why are they here? Like, it was it was like I saw the purpose in all of it. It's just, once again, there's some big names in here that you'd be like, oh man, like I want to see more of them. We can't always do that, but weirdly enough, this is one of those movies where, like, I feel like the pacing was great. How like there was just a small portion of the movie. The movie runs for 2 hours and 46 minutes. There's a small portion of the movie that I was like, I would have been okay if we pushed it to like 3 hours. Like, you never see that, right? Like, we always talk about, right, like how, this movie could have been shorter. This movie, rarely do we get those gems that were like, honestly, I kind of wanted it to be longer. I don't want to call it a pacing issue. There's just a few things where I was like, there could have been like another 15 here and there, and I would have been totally fine, because that's how engaged you are with the story. That's just my brief overview of it. It's amazing. I loved it. I can walk out confidently saying I love this movie.
Do you think I love this movie? Do you think I did?
I don't know how you felt. We didn't get to I don't know what you wouldn't love about it though, but like,
so I'm gonna be frank here. Let's go on a little rant here.
Rant? It's a full-on rant?
Yeah, it's a full-on rant. A full-on action. Like, no, I'm just kidding. So the rant I'm gonna give is a very positive rant. It's very
what?
So
rant positive. Don't go.
Yeah, I'm twisting it. I'm doing this is the plot twist here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go on a rant. But the one thing I do want to say about this movie, guys, is the hype real. Is it epic? Yes. This movie is fantastic. The cinematography in here is just to die for. There's so many moments in here. The way they move with the sand motions, they're just so damn good on that IMAX camera. This movie needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible, guys. Whatever movie theater you were checking this out, you need to go above grade. You need to upgrade that to 40x. You need to upgrade that to the Screen X. You need to upgrade that to the 3 screens. You need to upgrade everything to IMAX because this movie was made to be seen in the biggest screen possible, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things I do want to mention, of course, is Timothy Chalamet. Oh my God, this actor just keeps getting better and better. There's a few moments in here where like you are so lost. This movie, anyone has seen the original? The original's not that great. I didn't like the original. I thought it was very boring, and take it with a grain of salt however you want. Maybe you enjoyed it, maybe I've heard a lot of things that the book is way better than the original movie that came out so many years ago. And that's why Warner Brothers was like, hey, the last movie that came out, it didn't, or the original didn't make that much money. So therefore they didn't greenlight it until a month later. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, they wanted to see the results. And I was just like,
I'm so glad they did.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's the thing too, is that like that's why it took so much longer for this movie to come out. With besides the SAG stuff that did happen, we did
there was a strike.
Yeah. Besides that, though, it was the reason why it took so long was because of that. Because Warner Brothers wanted to see if the world wants this, and by God, the world does want it. One of the things I do want to mention, of course, was it's not shocking whatsoever how biblical this movie really is. There's a lot of beautiful moments in here. I want to emphasize is that they use the word Messiah, and everything. It's so strong. That's just a strong word to me, just because I grew up in the church and everything. And it's just such a strong moment in here. You really hear that, and you feel the presence of that. You feel, and that's the thing too. The audience. I mean, right after the movie alone, not a spoiler alert, right after the IMAX movie, they really yelled, it's the passion.
Just for context, it's not a spoiler, but there's a context, like in the language of
Arrakis,
there's a name to, this movie is like almost like a coming of age story with like Paul Atreides rising up to be this figure that they kind of set up in the first movie. And like there's a name that he goes by, or like let's say like the legend has a name and things like that, and the movie chanted it multiple times. So at the end of the movie, someone just said it with the same tone and
that was amazing, and I love that. I love that so much. There's a lot of moments in this movie that you are sucked into the Arrakis world, that this movie is such rich cinema, and it almost brought me back in comparison, right? Take it with a grain of salt, guys. Again, take it with a grain of salt, because it's my point of opinion, and whether you like it or not, I'm gonna compare it because this is truthful to me. This is my truth. Do you truth? Here's the thing. This movie meant so much to me, as close to what Star Wars has meant to me in the experience way in a theater. Like, this was in a theoretical way. It's so great. The fight scenes are spot on. There's a few moments in here that there's a few moments, like I want to say like maybe 2 moments that I'm like, okay, we got that out. But then at the same time though, I was like, at the very end, I was like, I want more. Like, I don't want it to end.
The action here is riveting. Like, there's so many times where like my heart was pounding. Like, it's insane how well this is done. Like, it's crafted so well. I want to talk about the Star Wars thing, but like, just real quick, I wanted to give a big shout out to, like, I know, like I said, we talk about the cast, we talk about the director. I earlier on I did say, like, everyone in the team here working this, they're doing something special, but particularly I want to point out Greg Fraser, who is the cinematographer, or the director of photography for this movie. This guy's just absolutely killing it. Last year, one of my favorite movies of the year as well. I had to show it in there in our video and things like that, but it was The Creator, which I saw it very, very, very late, but I got to see it, and I absolutely love that movie. The Batman, just another one, a banger. He also he worked on Dune 1, so he's back again. But he goes back Rogue One, right? Like, what a lot of people argue is actually one of the better Star Wars movies ever, but also of course in recent memory. This guy just has a look and an eye for the way that he wants the shot to look, and him working, like, all those movies I just listed, they're amazing and they have an
Yeah.
amazing look. Like, you can probably look back and think of exactly what that movie looks like. He's in charge
Yeah.
of that. And regardless of the director that he's working with, since these aren't the same directors, apart from Dune Part 1 and Part 2,
Yeah.
he's doing a great thing. It's almost like he has like a signature now, like an MO of the type of
Yeah.
movies that he gets to create. I want this guy to get whatever job he wants. Like,
Oh yeah.
honestly,
I'm
y'all
pretty
know me.
sure.
Like, I'm a DC fan. Like, they should be kind of like looking out for him. I know he's already involved in the Batman, but like, maybe other projects here and there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to give a special shout out to him because he's truly working on some of the
You,
best movies that I can recall.
yeah, Dennis, yeah, he is fantastic. There's an interview of him that I saw clips of with him and Christopher Nolan, how great filmmakers they both are and everything. And they're just beautiful artists at their craft. And I just enjoyed both. I enjoyed everyone. And that's the thing too, is that Dennis, he really captivates every single actor and actress in here. He compels every single character. He doesn't leave anything out. That's why I kind of feel like the runtime is, the way it is, because he wants to he wants to not conclude, but like he wants to like really elaborate on every single character. And I feel like we
Yeah.
got that. We got that
Yeah.
with every single character.
Man, especially Javier
Yeah,
Bardem was great in this too. Like,
yeah.
I loved him so much. I liked
I
him in
love
the first
Zendaya.
movie, but here
Yeah.
I loved his character. And like you said, like Timothy Chalamet, I think he's getting better and better. Like,
Oh yeah. I've been saying it. He's like the
he's
future Daniel Day-Lewis. Like he's the
he's
future.
so good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna argue that because there's a big age gap between Daniel Day-Lewis
No,
at
but
his
he's the
peak, and
future.
then
He's the one that's come.
yeah, he could get. I don't know if I'm ready to say that just yet, but he
I'm
impressed me a
saying
lot
it.
here. When
Yeah.
when Dune first came out, I wasn't. Don't get me wrong, no disrespect, I was impressed with his performance there too. But I think in my eyes back then, I was still kind of like, could there have been could there have been other actors that I saw in this role
Yeah.
executing it well? But
Okay.
this one, there's no, he's owned this role now. So,
Yeah.
and once again, kudos to him. Yeah, just I absolutely love this movie.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Star Wars movie, like, what's funny is, George Lucas admittedly was inspired by the book.
Yeah.
So
There you
he
go.
created a lot of his world based. It's not a direct copy, so I'm not trying to start
Yeah.
wars or anything like that.
I know you're gonna start a
I'm
war
not
already. Yeah.
no. Um but I kind of see it almost like a full circle. I love
Yeah.
this movie, well, and the first one, to
Yeah.
inspire the people that work
Other
on Star Wars
sci-fi and
projects, like live
genre.
action
Yeah.
Star Wars
Yeah.
project. Like,
And yeah.
I kind of wanted to go back again. Hey,
And
people that are
yeah.
working on Star Wars movies, take a look at this, take notes. You don't
Yeah.
have to copy it, but this is how it's done. This is how
Yeah.
you do world building. This is how you do sci-fi drama. It's great. Take notes.
Thank you for mentioning that, because I was gonna mention that regardless. And come on, guys. Fandom. I don't understand the fandom between DC and Marvel. I don't understand the hatred towards one another. I don't understand the hatred towards Star Wars or Star Trek. I am for comic book movies. I am for the genre of sci-fi. And granted, yes, this is a Dune Part 2 movie. This is a book adaptation from a film. And yes, is this a freaking amazing film? Yes, it is. But also, this will help sci-fi genre, because then it's like Disney will be like, hey, if they could do Dune, could do this, what you will imagine what we could do with Star Wars, And so it's just like, that's what I want. And same thing with DC and Marvel. It's like with comic book movies, I'm not against, I'm not for it. Do I prefer a certain content? Yeah. Oh yeah. I prefer DC over Marvel. Let that, whatever. But I'm not gonna go in being like, okay, no, I'm not gonna like, I want a Marvel movie to fail. I hope it fails. Hope it burns. I hope it just doesn't make any money. No. Same thing with Star Trek and Star Wars. I want a good Star Trek movie. Because you know why, guys? You know why, movie fans? Because it will keep that genre going. Next thing you know, we'll get 4 sci-fi movies in 1 year with Star Trek and Star Wars and maybe Dune. You never know. There's just, the possibilities are endless when it comes to fandom. I just don't understand the hatred towards one another, whatever, because I always see comments. I'm just like, guys, come on.
The fans
come
are
on.
the ones that win, but of
Yeah.
course, like with good stories told, right? Like sometimes
Of course, yes, yeah.
overproduction,
And that's the thing
becomes
too.
like,
This one of the shout outs I do want to give, of course, was to Austin Butler here, playing and I gotta admit though, man, his this character, um, I loved it. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I loved it.
I
He
don't know
was
how to say his name. I think it's like Fade or something like
Fade,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and of what is it, Heracus?
No, Arrakis is the desert planet. He's
Oh, Arakan,
Harokan or something like
Hurricane,
that. I
Hurricane. There
think
you
that's the
go.
name of the species. I don't know if they gave a name to their planet. Sorry, guys, I
Yeah,
didn't read the book. Uh, but yeah, like I mean, I think we can just say this, but he's the nephew of the Baron who we got in the first
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
That's as much as we'll say about the lineage and all that stuff. But he you're right. He totally killed it. Actually, he was one of the things. He was one of the like things I made sure to make note of is like his performance is like, yeah, like he absolutely killed it. Like this guy belongs here, like in Hollywood. And obviously, I mean that he didn't have to do this to prove that. I mean, obviously he did Elvis and he got nominations for that, which is such a huge feat, especially he's really young. But man, I
Yes.
like this side of him. I
Yeah.
like the psychotic villain that can snap at any second and things
I
like that.
want him. I'm calling it. I want him
I
to
mean, he's
play
good
a
in action.
DC. I want to be in DC, whether it's a hero or villain, because I've seen him do both. So I'm on board to see him do both. I don't care if you could. I mean, what if I don't know Batman? I'm saying. I mean, you never know. You never
No,
know. You
come
never know.
on,
That's all I'm saying. You never know.
stop it.
Um, and
No, I
and
mean, I'm
and
just
and
saying.
if again, hypothetical guys, call me crazy. Also, can we add Dennis to direct a Batman movie already? Let's just get him on board. I mean, he knows. I'm just saying, he's real friends with Christopher Nolan. There's a lot of like, hey, what if I do a
He
Dark
would
Knight? What do you
probably
think?
do a similar job to Matt Reeves, though. It'd be kind of grounded, I think. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
clearly he can do sci-fi that is not grounded,
yeah,
but it's kind of grounded in a sense. I don't
yeah.
know. I want him to get actually whatever he wants to do. If
Oh
he's
yeah.
interested in a DC film, I I'd start a GoFundMe and I'll
Well, see, here's
contribute to
here's the
it.
thing.
Just
Here's the thing. If I'm James Gunn, here's the thing. If I'm James Gunn, hypothetical question. If I am James Gunn and I'm looking at, hey, Dennis, he's done a great work with Warner Brothers, which means we're already partnered with him, which means we already have a steady relationship with him. He's done great with us, and this movie does success, which I'm pretty sure it will, because I already saw tickets and tickets are going crazy. We're gonna go see it again on Thursday. So sales are up in a long time because it's been a drought season for movies this January, around that time. It's been a while since I've seen a packed house like that. And so I gotta say though, I would not be surprised if James Gunn's like, hey, Dennis, hey, go to lunch together, right before heading out to,
you
even though
know,
they're already filming Superman Legacy, but I'll be like, hey, a little conference call. Hey, do you ever think about directing a DC movie? And if you
you
ever
know which
do,
movie I'd give him.
which one?
And after this, guys, sorry, I know
Yeah,
he interjects a lot, but after this, we'll come back to it. But
yeah.
just give it some thought, and you'll agree. I think.
Go ahead.
You know which movie I'd give him?
Which one?
Batman Beyond. That's what I'd give him. Think about Blade Runner,
Animation though?
Futuristic setting. No,
Animation or
straight
live
up.
action?
No, live action.
See,
Batman
I don't.
Beyond
But
to
see,
live
with the
action.
James Gunn universe, they don't want to do
No,
like,
let's
yeah,
just say he didn't want it. What movie does he fit? He'd kill it. He'd kill it on that. Just once again, think of Blade Runner already. Just that world building scope,
mhm,
futuristic aspect of it. It was a detective story, wasn't it?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just saying, guys.
and it's
I'm just
sci-fi.
saying.
Yeah, hey, that
Comment if you agree.
I would agree. I would agree, but it's just like, I mean, with the way DC is right now, they don't really want to do
No, I
their
know for sure.
Batman
That was
Beyond.
just like that's
Yeah,
what I see him. That's
yeah,
like that would be cool.
yeah,
But yeah, no. So once again, going back to the movie itself, a lot of stand-up performances. But yeah, I want to give kudos to Austin Butler
yeah,
because I want to see more of him, especially once again, me personally on the villainous side. I think
yeah.
everyone's
And then
careers from coming from this project. There's obviously some well-established actors, but I
yeah.
think just being part of this project can create a lot of opportunity for these actors. So
I can't
I'm
wait to
excited.
see Dave Batista in like in a DC project. You never know, he might show up somewhere. I'm excited for that. Rebecca Ferguson, oh my God, she is phenomenal in here. She plays of course, the mother of Paul.
Lady,
Yeah,
oh man, Lady Jessica.
Jessica. Yeah,
I knew it was
and
gonna be good.
so I mean, she
Yeah,
is
she's more
phenomenal.
involved in the first movie. She's great in it.
Yeah,
Um, everyone that was there in the first one that's here there they got to
Yeah.
take it a step further,
Yeah.
and that was amazing to see.
And
As audience member, that's what you want your characters to do, to
of
advance.
course, and then Josh Brolin in there too as well. I loved his performance, and he really, man, I just love that. And we see in the trailer, and it's so monumental, so powerful. What he says when he says it to Timothy Chalamet, and he says, little pup, and I was just like, oh my god, my just heart was just melting, because like you literally just watching Dune part one, we watched it Saturday night, and we saw this Sunday, and so it just felt like it felt home. And I was just like, man, this is so great. And I love how the script, it just everything, the word choices in here, which is phenomenal. Coming off from Madame Web, who Madame Web was just like a first grader wrote that script.
I skipped that one.
It feels good to know that sci-fi is still alive and well, and it's breathing. And thank you to Dennis. Thank you for bringing that art to life and everything. Thank you for your creative artistness, and really embracing the characters, and embracing even more so because of the fact that he actually brought Arrakis to life. Isn't that crazy? Like, you brought the whole planet to life. And then, of course, I did mention a fun fact, Lex, that some of it was actually filmed in Budapest. And I was all like, okay, all right, cool. The Emperor,
as to where I've been there, and it looks nothing like Arrakis. So maybe some of the other stuff that we see in the movie, but that's pretty cool. If you guys don't know, like I work for a startup that is actually based off of there. I've been able to visit beautiful city, beautiful city in Europe. But yeah, no, that wherever they film, it don't feel like it, because they do such a good job at wrapping it all around their world and what they envisioned.
One of the things I do want to mention, of course, right before we end this review, guys, we'll talk about the ratings and everything. Was this the film we deserved? Yes, hell yes, it is. We'll wrap it up right now, guys. Rating 1 out of 10. 10 be the highest. I'm going to give this rating, Lex.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5. That's it for me.
You're going to be so surprised. Okay, so I'm going to give this movie, because it's so powerful and just, it's biblical, guys. Whether you like it or you want to hate it, not believe in it, it's biblical. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. Usually it's the other way. Usually Lex is like higher than me. I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. But see, Oppenheimer was my 10 last year. So I only had 110. And this is the 110 I'm going to name because there's no DC movie coming besides Joker. But Joker part 2. But I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about that when it gets here. Who knows? Maybe I'll get 2 10s. That's the beauty of film. Maybe you'll be like, oh man, these two are my top itches. These are 2 of my top films that I just love and adore. And who knows? You never know. But one thing's for sure is that you give it a 9.5, you said, and I give it a 10. Nice. We're average it out, a little bit 9.7. We'll average it out there. Was this the film that we recommend? Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check this out on the biggest screen possible. Check it out.
Biggest screen.
Watch it, guys.
I'll buy it on Blu-ray too. But
I'm gonna buy the steelbook of this.
I recommend watching it on the biggest screen for sure to start.
Yes, most definitely, guys. And then also, I do want to mention as well. One of the last things I do want to mention is Timothy Chalamet. He's playing Wonka. The budget for this movie as well. I know Timothy Chalamet. He gets people's butts in the seats. He does, because he got Wonka. Wonka was a really it was.
Did Wonka do good?
So Wonka didn't make that much in the weekend, but guess what? It had legs throughout the holiday weekends. It freaking made money. The budget for this film, Lex, how much do you think it is? Because I can tell you right now.
For this one
budget,
like 250 million,
about 190 something million.
Oh wow.
My only concern is this gonna make money at the box office? I think it will. I personally think this movie will make its budget. I'm gonna go see it again. I'll probably see it a third time. I'll probably bring people. I'm gonna tell people, you need to stop what you're doing and go watch this film. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll be like, you need to stop, call into work, go see it on Thursday. Dude, we are not liable for any job loss. I'm just kidding. But
I know
you need to call into work, tell them you're sick, because you know why? Because you know why? Because you're gonna
Everyone's gonna do that.
Yeah, I know, right? Everyone's gonna do it Thursday. I do recommend this movie, guys. I cannot say this more than enough. We do recommend this movie, and thank you so much for making this a part of your day. Any final thoughts, Lex?
No, just go watch it. It comes out this weekend, and
Yeah.
great movie. Like I said, great to kickstart the year.
Definitely. Ready to get the movie business going with this film. Cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Questions for you guys. What did you think of this film? Did you love this movie? Did you hate it? Let us know in comments down below, as we love to comment on every single one of you guys. Let us know. Maybe you guys are like, man, Ryan, Lex, what are you guys talking about? You guys are crazy. This movie was terrible. Let us know. We love different opinions. We're not all gonna love the same film, but I'm guaranteeing you, your majority audience people are gonna like this movie. I guarantee you. Not like it, they are gonna love it. Scrap that. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much. As always, I'm your host, Ryan T. Ryan 680.
And this was Slacks. See you guys later.
Later, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for making this part of your day. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Peace.